Okay, hello. Uh, Good evening. Hi, Janae. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you? How are you doing? Oh, hang on. Let me get something. Okay. Sorry. I have to get something for our lesson today. Cause holidays, right? What time did you reach home usually? I can see that you are quite tired. So, what about your normal class after Raya? Is it gonna be more okay? Is it gonna be more okay? Is it because of the Raya thing? It makes your schedule a bit tight. Okay, okay. Sure. I hope after Raya you are a bit better. Okay, as you can see, everyone is on holiday today. I thought there's no one here already. Yeah, because it's holiday, right? Supposedly this is your last day of school, but God knows what is the government doing. They are giving you one extra day off, as if your holiday is not enough. Okay. Anyway, so we are into chapter 5 today. We're into chapter 5 today. Thank goodness the lesson you missed, Jenny, the previous two lessons, they are not too difficult. It's the environment chapter. Imagine you're not here, yeah, then I'll be sitting here alone. Right, so the environment chapter, you can basically study that yourself. You can study that yourself. You can do the exercise yourself. Okay, you can yeah, do the exercise yourself. The answer I will put it into Google Classroom. Okay, just a moment. Someone for okay, apparently not. So anyway, let's begin our chapter 5. Let's begin our chapter 5. This is your last day before your holiday, so it's a bit weird for us to enter a new chapter, but hey, here we go. Right, so let's look at what is cell division. I'm sure you know cell division. You learned this in Form 1, but we are doing it in detail this time. Okay, before I move on, okay, let's learn about the basics first. I'm sure you have seen this in your Form 1. This is your cell. All right, this is your cell. And inside your cell is a nucleus. Okay, so this is your nucleus. Right, so I have a Mr. DIY sewing set here. Okay, you know what? Let me switch off the background. It's getting really annoying there. Okay, so this is my Mr. D. Okay, not mine lah, but this is a Mr. DIY sewing set. Okay, why am I showing you this? Okay, so this is your nucleus. Okay, why is this your nucleus? Later I'll explain. Okay, so this is your nucleus. This is your nucleus. All right, so in a cell you have a nucleus here, right? So when you open your nucleus, inside here, can you see all this thread? Can you see all this thread? So this thing, right? Okay, if I take out one row, this thread is your chromosome. Okay, this is your chromosome. What's that? This is your thread. Okay, it will make sense, you see. Okay, this is your okay. I changed another color. This is a bit hard to see. Okay, so this is your thread. Benang, you use your benang for sewing, right? So this is your chromosome. Okay, so this is chromosome. This is chromosome. Right, so I'm sure, have you heard of this before? Have you heard of chromosome before? If you haven't, it's okay. If you haven't, it's okay. But I'm sure you have heard of this before. If I pull one row of the thread out like this, can you see there's a strand here? Can you see there's a strand here? This strand, we call it deoxyribose nucleic acid. Okay, what is this? All right, in short, I'm sure you've heard of this before. We call it DNA. Okay. So you see DNA, DNA. So you see, DNA is this thread here, one small string here. A roll of thread, a roll of string is your chromosome. So basically, they are the same thing. They're the same thing. This is your chromosome, and this is your DNA. Okay, this is your DNA. So you see, you have so many chromosomes in your nucleus. All right, how many? I'll show you that later. Okay, so this is your nucleus, and inside your nucleus you have chromosomes, and in your chromosomes you have DNA. Okay, so let's say this is a roll of thread lah. Okay, this is your chromosome, and let's say I pull out a strand. This is your DNA. Okay, so you see on your DNA, there are sections. Okay, you have one section here, one section here, one section here. And guys, should I say, Jenny? There's only you here. Okay, so you see these sections are each section will determine one characteristic. Okay, will determine one character. How do you spell character? A characteristic. Okay, so for example, this section will determine your eye color. Okay, and this section will determine your hair color. Okay, hair color. So all the characteristics you can imagine, like whether you are single or double eyelid, you are tall or short, you have pointy nose or flat nose, you have your hair, whether is it curly or straight, things like that. Okay, so one section, I'm sure you heard of this before too. One section, we call it gene. Heard of this word before? So I'm sure you have heard of them. They say, oh, your dad has a tall gene. If both of your parents are tall, most likely you will get both the tall gene and you will be tall as well, right? So chromosome and DNA and gene, we actually refer to the same thing. Wait, same thing. Okay, so chromosome, DNA, and gene. Okay, so it's like one roll of thread, chromosome, one string, DNA, one section, gene. Okay, that's why you see you can't run away from your gene because okay, I always like to say this, you can't choose your parent. Okay, that means what gene they give you, that's what you are. Right? And this is like, playing with cards. Right? To win a game of Uno, let's for example, okay, to win a game of Uno, you need skill and you need luck. Right? That means if you are dealt a very good hand, let's say you have a lot of power cards, it makes your game so much easier. Right? And if you are dealt all shitty number cards and you have like two colors missing, then shit, you are in deep trouble. So similarly for gene, if you are dealt very good hands, like you are tall, you are good looking, you have good intelligence, you have good sports gene, you can do sports very well, then you are like your life is in easy mode, right? Because you just be very popular, people just like you, things like that, right? Yeah, exactly. So if you are like you got the other end of the shorter end of the stick, then too bad lor. Okay, too bad lor. That's why you say, sir, why some people they don't study, they still can score well one. Well, that's called intelligence, right? They just have higher IQ. This one but yeah, don't sell yourself short, I'm sure you have your advantage in terms of gene, right? So I'm sure you are better than someone somewhere, while someone is better than you somewhere. So life is kind of fair, not very fair, but kind of fair, right? Anyway, so this one okay, you understand, So thankfully, okay, thankfully, you don't need to memorize anything for here. These are all for biology. All right, like you see, what is a chromosome? What is a chromosome? Chromosome is a thread-like structure. That means this. Okay, a thread-like structure. Okay, consists of nucleic acid. You don't need to know. Long spiral structure. No need to know. Long DNA molecule. No need to know. This is, yeah, okay, see, long DNA. See, this is not what we mentioned just now. So DNA is made up of basic Unicode nucleotides. Don't need to know. Consists of deoxyribose sugar, phosphate group, nitrogenous base. No need to know. Two twisted anti-parallel polynucleotide chain, double helix. Don't need to know. These are all redundant points. They're all from biology. Okay, they're all from biology. Okay. Anyway, so let's move on lah. And gene, oh, this one you need to know. Gene is a basic hereditary unit. Hereditary means it's passed down lah. Your dad passed things down to you is hereditary. The rest of it you know don't need to know. Okay, so are you glad that you're not taking biology? Okay, so yeah, sucks to be them lah. Right, so you just need to know when they point it out in the exercise lah. Okay, later we will go into that. Right, so let's talk about human. Let's talk about human. Right, so you see, this is your wait, this is your nucleus, right? This is your nucleus, right? These are all your chromosomes, right? So how many chromosomes do you have? You have 46, right? Every human has 46. Okay, it's a fixed number, huh? You can't have more or less. You will be very abnormal, right? Like I always like to tell my student, if you have 47, wow, we have one more, right? Does it make you better? No. If you have 47, you will have Down syndrome. You see, you have one extra here. You know it's Down syndrome? You know it's Down syndrome? Have you seen Down syndrome kids before? They just slope. Okay, you know what? Let me close all this. Okay, if you have seen a Down syndrome kid, they have a look to it one. Okay, seen them before? Down syndrome? This is Down syndrome. This is like one chromosome extra. Okay, one chromosome extra. So I know this is very mean lah. I know this is very mean. So next time you can insult someone by saying that guy is so stupid. I think he has one more extra chromosome. Oh, that's really mean. Okay. Anyway, shit, I'm going to hell. Right. Anyway, so we have 46 chromosome, or you can say 23 pairs. Okay, this is easier to understand. You know why 23 pairs? Because you see, let's say you have 23 pairs of shoes. You have 23 pairs of shoes. You get 23 left side from your mom. You get 23 right side from your dad. Make sense? Make sense? You get half from your mom and you get half from your dad. That's why you look like both of them. Right? So you see, this is a very magical thing. You see, your mom has 46. Everyone has 46, right? Your dad also has 46. What am I writing? Okay, so your dad has 46 too. So what happened is, when your mom makes an ovum, inside the ovum has 23. And when your dad makes a sperm, same thing, your dad's sperm has 23. So when you combine these two, you get 46. Okay? No, you don't steal. Right, you see, they will photostat 23 for you. Okay, it's like this. I have a deck of 46 cards. I will photostat 23 and give you. I'm not losing any. Right? When you give ovum to your child next time, are you losing any chromosome? No, you're not. Right? You're just giving 23 to them. And you see, here's the amazing thing. out of that 46, okay, your mom gives you 23, right? So to choose 23 out of 46, this is actually random. Okay, you imagine this, I have a deck of cards, 46 cards. If I randomly pick 23 and I give it to you, if I do it for 1,000 times, they are all different, isn't it? You get what I mean? You get what I mean? It's completely random. That means if I give you a deck of cards, you draw 23 cards every time. Yes, you randomly draw. Every time it's going to be different, isn't it? This time you will draw ace of spade. Next time you don't, and yeah, things like that. That's why you see, when your mom gives you her ovum and your dad gives you his sperm, it's a random thing, and you are getting different gene from your, let's say you compare to your siblings, right? You get a certain 23 of your mom, but your sibling, do you have any siblings? And you get certain 23 from, okay, so how many, including you, how many siblings do you have? Oh, two. Oh, you have a brother or sister? And, oh, elder or younger? And I'm sure you guys look different. Maybe not too different lah, but different nonetheless, right? Some siblings are very different one. So you see, because maybe you got more of your dad's outlook than your mom, and maybe your sibling got more of your mom's outlook. Like me, hey, why you like that? Okay, so like you see, me, I look more like my mom, and my sister look a lot like my dad. So it's a very random thing. And you see, this is where things get sometimes very unfair. Some siblings will get the good genes from both the mom and the dad, and some siblings they will get the bad ones from both parents. Sucks to be you, lor. You see, it's a luck thing. That's why I say, uh, it's a this is a very cruel world. This is a very cruel world because you see, you have no control over your outlook. You have no control over your physical appearance, yet people judge you for it, right? I mean, you judge other people too, lah. I mean, when someone is ugly, you will know, right? And we all okay. You see, that's the unfair part because we all like attractive people. I'm not even gonna. Oh, you're gonna skinny shit. Oh, then good for you, lah. You see, this is how I say this. It's a very unfair thing. You see, if you are born ugly, okay, for the lack of a better word, if you're born ugly, then your life would be much more difficult. Because you see, if you are not attractive, people just don't treat you, okay? Some judge. Oh, okay, yeah. How skinny are you, by the way? How skinny are you? Okay, and someday, if you look very attractive, okay, then your life will be very easy because you have better job opportunity. You will have, people are just more forgiving towards you. This is really unfair. All right, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is, and we all like pretty stuff, and that's just our nature. You see, that's just our nature. So you see, if you have very good genes, or even you have not so good genes, you would want your partner to have good genes, so that your children or child next time would have good genes. So yeah, it's a very unfair thing. But hey, let me tell you something. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? I'm sure maybe you find double eyelid attractive, but some they find double eyelid not attractive, right? You see, in my case, I'm a single eyelid. You see, I'm a single eyelid. I'm a mata sepet, as they say, mata sepet. So I was insulted throughout my childhood because you see, during I grew up in the 90s. I was born in 91. So you see, during the 90s, they are more inclined towards Japanese culture. You know, anime eyes, big eyes. When you have double eyelid, people will just say that, wow, you look attractive. Okay, you have single eyelid, you mata sepet. They say, you ugly. Okay, so I was called ugly during my childhood. Okay, because I have double eyelid. And then, suddenly, during the 2000s, when the Korean wave came, when the K-pop wave came, everyone start wanting boyfriend with single eyelid because they say the oppas with single eyelid looks better. You see, what kind of shit is this? Suddenly everyone wants single eyelid. Oh, this is what I can never understand. You see, this is why the standard of beauty keeps changing, right? Maybe last time they say, oh, girls with big boobs look attractive. Now they want small boobs. But who knows next time they want medium boobs? You see, that's why I always say, be comfortable in your own skin. Never conform to these unrealistic beauty standards, because you can never win one, right? What if I'm one single and one double? Do I win both sides then? You see? I mean, you look weird. Okay, anyway, so you see we have 46 chromosome. We have 46 chromosome. And okay, what is homologous chromosome? I'll mention this when we come back for holidays. All right. And then if you do a spread out, let's say you want to do a DNA test, you spread out all your chromosome. Can you see 46 here? Can you see 23 pairs here? And this diagram is what we call a karyotype. This diagram is what we call a karyotype. So if you say you want to go and do a karyotype, that means they will take your hair or take your saliva, and then they will spread your DNA out, and you will see all your DNAs. Okay, nobody does this unless you're really free Okay, or you want to make sure that your dad is a biological dad, then you go and do a karyotype. Okay, and then okay, you have 46 chromosome, right? You have 44 plus 2, or should I say 22 pair plus 1 pair. Okay, why do I say this? Because the first 44 or the first 22 pair, we call it autosome. Okay, we call it autosome. What is autosome? What is autosome? That means the front 22 pair, is it 22, or the front 44, they are there to determine your characteristic. So your autosome will control characteristic, like see, such as the color of your eye, the ability to roll tongue. Can you do this? I'm sure yes, right? I'm sure yes, right? Throughout my teaching career, 12 years, I've only met like 10 odd plus people of my students that cannot roll their tongue. Okay, I'm sure you see, yeah, most of us can but some they cannot, like very rare. And of course, your type of hair. Are you red head or black hair or the golden hair, or are you curly or straight or things like that? Okay. Huh? What do you mean your bro doesn't know? Oh, that means he cannot curl Oh, really? Okay, cool. So that's your autosome. And then the last pair, or the last two, we call it sex chromosome. All right. Why is it the sex chromosome? Because they only determine one thing. They determine your gender. Okay, they determine your gender. All right. So I'm sure you heard of this before. If you're a male, if you're a guy, you are chromosome XY. Right? And if you're a girl, you're chromosome XX. Heard of this before? This one very important. So if you are 44 plus XX, you're a girl. If you are 44 XY, you are a guy. Okay, and some students will say, okay, maybe that's you. They will say, sir, I always get this confused. Okay, I always get this confused. Okay, so how do you memorize this? Very easy. XX, I just remember girls, you want to censor your book, so you put 2X here. Okay, that's my way of remembering. Okay, 2X here. And for guys, this Y looks like a PP. You won't forget one. Won't forget one. See, my mind just works this way, right? So XY is a guy, so XX is a girl. So let's say you're a girl, you are, let's say, Ellen Page. You know who is Ellen Page? She changed her gender to become a male, right? She went through sex change surgery, okay? She went through hormone surgery, things like that, to turn herself into a male. But can you change your sex chromosome? Can you change your sex chromosome? when you are XX, when you do surgery and you change yourself into a guy, are you an XY? No, you are not. Right? You are not. You cannot change your chromosome. Okay. Let's say you are single eyelid, you go and do plastic surgery and change to a double eyelid. You are still a single eyelid gene. That means your child will still be single eyelid. Right? So plastic surgery, you're just changing your outlook. Okay, but the inside still doesn't change. Okay, you get me, huh? You get me, huh? That's why, huh? That's why, I don't know whether you heard this before. This is very weird culture in South Korea. In South Korea, the best birthday gift you can give to your child when they reach 18 is a plastic surgery voucher or a plastic surgery gift. Okay, you bring them for plastic surgery. Okay, you know why? Because in South Korea, they have this mindset thinking that it's my responsibility to give birth to a pretty child, right? And if I don't do that, their life will be very difficult. So it is my responsibility to fix them. Okay, so as you know, plastic surgery is a very crazy thing in South Korea. Like it's everywhere. It's everywhere because that society, South Korea society, is a very superficial society. That means they judge people a lot by their looks. So you see, you see, if you are slightly average looking, I'm not saying ugly, you're slightly average looking, and you become a K-pop star, oh my God, people will judge you for it. People will judge you for it. Okay, and their standard of beauty is freaking crazy. They watch K-pop, and some K-pop stars. Okay, you know who is Red Velvet? You know it's Red Velvet. Like the maknae is called Joy. Okay, when she debuted, she looks a bit chubby, right? I mean, she's freaking hot. She's a bit chubby because of the baby fat. Oh yo, the netizens they couldn't stop calling her fat. They said that she's fat. Which is crazy, you see, because our standard of fat and South Korean standard of fat is freaking ridiculous. Yeah, they judge like crazy, exactly. Exactly. And this is why South Korea has one of the highest suicide rate. Not surprising, right? So if you're born not so good looking in South Korea, basically that's about it for your life. Okay, sucks for you. Right, anyway, so let's talk about cell division, shall we? Okay, so today our main point is still cell division. Okay, what is a cell division? Okay, what is a cell division? When you split from one cell to become two cells, this is what we call cell division. Okay, we divide our cells into two. Okay, from one, you become two. This is what we call cell division. And our cell division has two types. We have two types of cell division. We have mitosis, okay, mitosis, and we have meiosis. All right, mitosis and meiosis. Okay, so what is the difference then? What is the difference? Okay, so mitosis is to create the same cell. That means when you do mitosis, you will go from one cell to become two same cell. These two cells will look the same as the original cell. This is called mitosis. And when you do meiosis, this is to create different cell. That means one cell they split, one cell looks black, one cell looks white. You see? Different cell. This is meiosis. Okay, this is meiosis. Okay, so how do I remember this? How do I remember this? Because again, you see, students say, sir, this one very confusing. I'll get confused. Okay, do you speak Mandarin? Do you speak Mandarin? Okay, like mitosis. Mitosis, as in many, is to create many of the same cell. Mitosis, not meiosis. That's a shitty way to memorize, isn't it? Okay, and then different cell, right? Different cell, they are not the same. 它们没有一样，没有 cis。I all my students say, "Wow, like, sir, like that also can ah?" Yeah, sure, why not? If it sounds stupid but it works, it's not stupid. right? So 没有 is different, 没有一样的 nothing same 没有 and mito is the same. This is smart way, right? Okay, so anyway, today we are looking at mitosis. We're looking at mitosis. Okay, so mitosis is basically to photostat. Is to photostat. Is to create the same cell over and over again. So what is this for? Okay, what is mitosis for? This one you need to know. You need to memorize. Number one is for growth. Like what you are doing right now. You see, you're growing taller, right? I mean, you're almost at the end, because you're 16. At 18 is where girls stop. So you are growing more cell as we speak. So you're doing mitosis. So the more cells you grow, the taller you become. Because you have more cells, man. So growth. That's what you do. All right. And what about me? I am 30, right? So I don't do mitosis to grow. I mean, I wish I could. So I don't grow anymore. Maybe my skin does, but the rest no. So you see, what I still do mitosis, but I don't do it for growth. I do it to replace. I replace what? Replace damaged or dead cell. Let's say my skin cell, 5 died, I will grow back 5. Okay, my bones, 2 died, I grow back 2. My bones won't. Yours is different. Yours maybe 2 died, you grow back 10. So your bones get longer, so you grow taller. So me and you, we do it for different reasons. You do it for growth, I do it for replacement. And then the last one, this is what bacteria do. Asexual reproduction. This is to photostat themselves. This is actually in Form 1, if you remember. That means one bacteria, they become 2 bacteria. They give birth to themselves. This is asexual. So it's you, me, bacteria. Okay, so for mitosis, it's you, me, bacteria. Okay, this is quite common in exam. I don't know why. For some reason, they like asking this one, and they love to ask this. Okay, so are you okay so far? Are you okay so far? Are you following? Yeah lah. Wait, you are 16 this year, what? Right? So you are doing it for growth lah. Right? Me, I'm 30, so I don't do it for growth. I do it for replace. So the function, right? When they ask for the function of mitosis or the importance of mitosis, you just think of me and you. Okay? I do it for replacement. You do it for growth. And of course, bacteria, asexual. Okay, can so this is my quick way of remembering. Okay, so how is mitosis done? Okay, how is mitosis done? Okay, mitosis has 4 steps, or we call it 4 phases. Okay, 4 phases. You have prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And how do I remember this? I just remember Prime Minister. You know who is our Prime Minister? You know who is our Prime Minister? Everyone knows lah. Our Prime Minister is Dato Sri Anwar. Okay, he is a very good Prime Minister. You know why? Because he under the law. Okay, PMAT, Prime Minister under the law. Because he has the balls to do things compared to our previous Prime Minister. Right? So PMAT, and pre is prophase, M is metaphase, A is anaphase, T is telophase. Okay, so PMAT. Right, so can you see all these points? Okay, you only need to remember 1 point for each phase. Okay, so let's look at what happens here. Okay, prophase, nothing happens actually. The chromosome, they just chill around. You'll see the chromosome chilling around, not doing anything. That's your prophase. They are getting ready. They are getting ready. So how do you describe this? We just say chromosome become visible. That's all. That's all. What shorten, thicken, no need to know. Each chromosome consists of 2 chromatid, blah, 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 no need. Spindle fiber, no need. Nuclear fiber, no need. You just need to say chromosome become visible. You can see them chilling. Chromosomes be chilling. Okay, so that's your prophase. And then when metaphase come, okay, metaphase is when the chromosome, they are arranged in the middle. Okay, they're arranged in the middle. And there's a name for this line. There's a name for this line. We call it equator. Heard of this word before? You know what's an equator? You know what is an equator? T-O-R, yeah. You know what's an equator? Okay, I say BM, you sure know one. I say BM, you sure know one. Equator in BM, we call it Khatulistiwa. Sounds familiar to you? Sounds familiar to you? Where have you heard this word before? Somewhere in Form 3, before Form 3. What is Khatulistiwa? You forgot, ha? Geography, ah. Okay. Earth, equator. You see, we are on the equator, right? That's why we so hot, lah. It's true in the beginning already. I know. Right, can you see the middle line is called equator? And if your country is very close to equator, you'll be very hot. Okay, so all these red color countries, they are very hot, lor. So equator, right? So you see, if you see this metaphase thing, if you tilt it 90 degrees, can you see this is equator? If you view your book this way, this is the equator. Okay, so what happens now? Chromosomes arrange in equator. You don't even need to say equatorial plane, no need. The rest, no need. Chromosome arrange in equator. That's all. Alright, so first step, they chill. You can see them. Second, they align at the equator. Okay, they line up, metaphase. And then anaphase is when they split. Alright, so we can say chromosome separate or sister chromatid separate. Sir, what the hell is a sister chromatid? Can you see this chromosome is like an X? Can you see this chromosome is like an X? So if you split into two, right? One side is called chromatid. Okay, so chromatid, they are sister chromatid. Why sister? Why not brother? I don't know. Until today, I'm still asking this question. So they like to call it sister, so we call sister law. So sister chromatid separate. If you say, sir, I don't want to write this word, can I write chromosome? Yeah, sure. You can say chromosome separate. I also accept one. Okay, so that's your anaphase. And the last, telophase. Funny enough, it's called telo also because prime minister other telo, so T is also telo. Telophase. Telophase is when the chromatid they reach opposite pole. They reach the north pole and they reach the south pole. Done. Can you see it's only 1 point for each step? 1 point for each step. First step, chromosome visible. Second step, chromosome arrange at equator. Third step, sister chromatid separate. Fourth step, chromatid reach opposite pole. Settle. 4 steps done. And after that, they split into 2. Can you see? They go from 1 to become 2. Can you see that? It's like photostatic. I go from 1 to become 2. And the interesting part is, right, you see, mitosis is to create the same cell, right? To create the same cell. You see, the original cell has 4 chromosomes, isn't it? 4 chromosomes, isn't it? So the daughter, we call this daughter cell, okay, because they come out as daughter. The daughter cell, you see, now got 2 cells here, right? Got 2 cells, each one has 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. From 4 to 4, 4. I create the same thing. I photostat the same thing, right? I have 4 lines on one paper. I photostat the paper. Now I have 4 lines, 4 lines. Okay, this is to create the same cell. Just to create the same cell. So that's pretty much it. Okay, that's pretty much it. Meiosis, I will talk about this after the holidays because there's no need for us to rush. I don't think your first exam will cover until this far. Should be. Your first exam mostly they will cover until chapter 4 only. And do you know when's your exam? Only at chapter 3, huh? Okay, okay. I think your exam should be in end of May. SMKKK, right? SMKKK, right? Do you know any friends from physical class? Do you know any friends from physical class? Do you know Maya? Do you know who else is my physical class? You know Jubilee? Do you know who is Jaslyn? Uh yeah, the, are you in the same? Oh, okay. So are you close to them? Are you guys in the same class? Oh, by the way, how many classes you guys have? I heard like your school is pretty big, isn't it? 19 ah. Whoa, wow, seriously? Wow, you have that many class, huh? Okay, okay. Oh, 18. You see, even you lost count. So are you same class with any one of them? Not really, right? Do you know who is mm, Jessie? Ah, yeah, maybe you don't. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Okay, anyway, so this one, I'll talk about this after the holidays. Okay, so this is what you need to know. So to sum up everything, today we just learned about what is the name of all these three, okay, and how many chromosomes do we have, what is autosome and sex chromosome, and what is your mitosis. Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool. Right, anyway, so let's go to our exercise, shall we? Okay, let's go to our exercise. Let's go to page 13. Let's go to page 13. Before I begin, can you please help me cancel this nucleotide and cancel E? This is not in our syllabus. Okay, please cancel this. And okay, let's look at A. Let's look at A. So this is your cell, right? What is your A? What is this? What is the box? So you have four choices here. You have four choices here. What is the box? Okay, yes, nucleus, very good. That's your nucleus. So in my box, I have many threads, you see? So one row of thread. What is this called? What is it? Hey, some if this comes out in exam, it's like a for sure score. Yes, very good. That's your chromosome. Chromosome. And when I pull one strand out, what is your C? What is your C? One strand close. It's not gene. One strand, one long line is called, yes, DNA. Okay, don't get confused, because gene is one section, you see. This determines your eye color. Remember? So that's your gene. Okay, don't get confused, Don't get confused. Okay, so for B, help me cancel nucleotide number 3 also. This is not in your syllabus. We are only studying the simple ones. So DNA, what is your DNA? Na stands for your nucleic acid. Okay, so DNA is your nucleic acid made up of nucleotide and has a double helix structure. And your gene is your basic unit of inheritance. Like I said, they determine what you are. Right? Oh, right. I should say this. Not just many things they are passed down by your dad. So let's say your dad has let's just say your family. Cancer will be passed down. Cancer will be passed down. So if a family whoever has cancer, you might have the gene. Diabetes is passed down, right? What else? High blood pressure and heart disease, they are passed down. Yeah, I think I mentioned this. Okay. So if any of your family member has these, so you just need to be careful, lah. Just need to be careful. Like my dad has high blood pressure. My dad has high blood pressure, so I have slightly high blood pressure too. And Yeah, this is like something that you should be aware of. Okay, diseases they will be passed down. Oh yeah, and an interesting thing, most of your IQ, most of your IQ comes from your mom. Okay, that means if your mom is very smart, then you will be very smart too. Oh, big yes, huh? Okay, that means if your mom is very good in art, then you'll be quite good in art too. You guys will have the same talent. You guys will have the same talent. Oh, is it? So what is your mom good at? Art. Oh, okay, interesting. So you're very good in art too. So are you moving towards art in your university next time? Oh, okay, really? Okay, cool, cool, cool. What do you want to become? You want to be a fashion designer or a interior designer? Ah, okay, okay. So that's more your thing, huh? Okay, okay, cool, cool. So yeah, you see, this is your inheritance, and most likely, your children or your child next time would have the same talent too. That's why you see talent runs in the family. Like if you learn piano, if you learn music, you see the Mozart family, they are all very good in music. Okay, Mozart's dad was a piano instructor, and that makes Mozart very good in piano. Okay, so that's why. Right. Anyway, so this is your cell. Right. So identify the gender based on the above karyotype. So what gender is this? How do you see the gender? How do you see the gender? Okay, good. This is your male because the chromosome is there's a PP here, XY. Good, good. Right. So D, how many pairs of chromosomes in the above karyotype? So how many pairs do you have? Yeah, small PP. Right. So uh how many pairs do you have? They're asking for pair. I think you're lagging one. Total. Not the front autosome. Total is yes, good, 23. Okay. 22. You see E, they're asking for the autosome. So how many pairs of autosome do you have? This answer is 22. The front, ma. The front, autosome, and this is your sex chromosome. Okay. Are you going anywhere for your holiday this time? Not really? You're just staying home, Are you also sad, I'm okay, 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 okay. Most of my students are going somewhere. That's why you see no one is coming today. Sad story. Okay, anyway, funny, because you were absent for 2 weeks, and then now you're the only present. What lah? Okay. Anyway, so number two. So what is this structure here? Uh, okay, this is a roll. This is a string of thread. So what is this called? This is not a section, This is not a section, This is just one long thread. So what do we call this? Very good. DNA. And let's skip number 2. This is not in your question or your syllabus. Are there how many chromosomes can be found? Just now they ask you got how many pairs. Now they ask you got how many. Yes, 46. Okay, I mean you can say 23 pairs, but usually they don't ask pair, you just say the number. So explain the difference between autosome and sex chromosome. This one I already say lah. Autosome is to determine your characteristics, and sex chromosome is to determine your gender. Okay, so your face, your outlook, how good do you look? It depends on your autosome. Oh, you know who's the Beckham family? You know who's the Beckham family? This is what I call the good gene game being strong. David Beckham was a football player. He married this woman called Victoria Beckham. Okay, and you see their gene, they are all freaking good looking. You see, Gene game strong. That's why I say. You see, very unfair one. You say, wow, sir, they are all so good looking. That's why. That's why. So you want your children to be good looking, huh? Next time you find a good looking husband, go and find a 拐楼 husband. Then your child will be mixed blood. See, so cool, wow, sir, why so unfair one? Yeah, that's why. Okay, and they are rich as shit. That's the thing. But the wife was a celebrity, and then the husband plays football, so they are freaking rich. Okay, good for them, lor. Okay, makes it. Yeah lah. Hey, you see, here's the thing, we Asians, humans are very funny one. We want gene that doesn't belong to us. You see, we have black eyes, right? So we Asians, we love blue eyes. And you know the opposite happens in 拐楼. 拐楼, they have all blue eyes, so they really like girls or boys with black eyes. That's the thing, lor. That's the thing, lor. They want something that doesn't belong to them. So if you next time you marry a 拐楼, and then your child is like mixed blood, she has blue eyes and black hair, people will be like, damn girl. So marry a 拐楼 next time. But here's the thing, 拐楼 they very weird one, because different, very different thinking. Okay, so let's look at number 3. Rearrange the above face in the correct order. So who do you think is the first one? Who do you think is the first one? First one, what do they do? The chromosomes are chilling, right? Yes, that's your Q. After Q, what do? They start arranging. Okay, yes, R, and then it split S, and then P. You see, easy, huh? Easy, huh? Really easy lah. So this is your PMAT. I'll just give you an answer for this lah. So your Q is prophase, R is metaphase, S is anaphase, T is telophase. I write face lah, I'm just lazy lah. I'm just writing the front name there. So C, describe the behavior of chromosome in R and S. So what happens at R? What happens at R, metaphase? They are arranged at that line, we call it equator. Arranged at the equator. And for S, anaphase, the chromosome, they separate, or sister chromatids separate. You can say that. Okay, so where does, this one I didn't mention just now. Where does mitosis occur? Okay, you see, just now I forgot to mention this. Your meiosis only happens in one place, which is your ovary and my testes, right? That means my balls and your balls. Girls have balls too, it's just that it's inside your body, right? You see? So meiosis is only used for one job, to make sperm and ovum. That's all. You see, no sperm and no ovum are the same, right? So it only happens here. It only happens there. Mitosis is everywhere else. Everywhere in your body. Your brain cell, skin cell, muscle cell, bone cell, nerve cell, red blood cell, white blood cell, whatever cell will do mitosis. Okay, because they all look the same, right? So how do we call those cells? How do we call those cells? Your testes and ovary, okay, testes and ovary, our balls, we call it reproductive cell, because it's for reproduction, So the rest of the cell, we call it somatic cell. Remember this word, somatic cell. Very easy to remember this one. Okay, how do I remember? Soma sounds like semua. Semua cell, kecuali reproductive cell. So semua, soma. If you speak Cantonese, it's even easier. Soma, like soma cell. See, even easier, right? So E, let's finish this. State the two importance of mitosis is to produce new cell for what are you doing? Growth. What am I doing? Replace. Okay. And then number 2, produce new cells that are identical. That means it looks the same. in asexual reproduction. That means you, me, bacteria. The one we learned just now. Right, so can you see today's lesson is quite easy? Quite easy. I mean, actually, this chapter is quite easy lah. Depends on who teaches this lah. So some teacher they can make it really difficult, but I just think it's very interesting because you see next week next week, or should I say when you come back we are gonna learn this. What is this? Right? Have you ever wondered why? Okay, do you know what's your parents' blood type? And do you know what's your blood type? All right. We will learn how to calculate this. Right? Let's say, sir, I'm blood type AB. I marry my husband, which is blood type O. What will my child be? Oh, yours is A. What about your brother? What about your parents? Do you know what's theirs? Or you don't know? Okay, go ask them and see. Go ask them and see. Because next week we are going to learn this. Okay, what happens when a tall plant marries a short plant? What happens to the children? This is very interesting. Okay, plus it's quite easy, right? Also very important. This is for sure coming up for exam. Okay, but anyway, I think I'm gonna stop here lah. I have a small request. I have a small request. Just don't forget this when you come back. That's all, right? A very simple job. So you probably would. Then try not to forget too much. Okay. I'll do a quick revision when you come back lah. Okay. So do you have any question? Do you have any question? If there's no question, I will see you again next week, which is on the 3rd of May. Okay, 3rd of May, which will be our April week 4. Okay, so have a good holiday. Do enjoy yourself. I will see you soon. Okay, so see you. Take care. Bye bye.